Readers, you've read with different lenses in this bend. You've read looking for revealing moments, and then you also read looking for writerly techniques that the author used in those parts of the story. Today, I'm going to ask you to continue to think about those moments that reveal the character's deeper self, those window moments we've studied, and to think, too, about the techniques the author is using in those parts. But this time, will you also think about what the author is trying to do in this moment? The author is developing the character, but what specifically is the author trying to do? In this chapter of the story, we'll meet a new character, a basketball player named Dante. It'll be a great chance to study how Matt Dillapina develops a character. Specifically, what goals he seems to be working toward. As I read aloud, whenever you think we've read a window moment, a moment where you see what Dante is really like, you might want to pause the video and make some jots in your reading notebook. I'll look out for places that I feel like are significant, and you look for those places as well. Those are the places where we can stop and think, what is Matt really aiming for? Don't just sit there like a punk. It won't be until week 4 that you finally get into a meaningful game. By this time, you'll know most of the guys by nickname, and you'll know how they play. At some point, your focus will have shifted from wanting to play to breaking down their various skill sets. There's one guy in particular you'll study, Dante. He's 6'4" and thin, in his early 30s maybe. He's the only guy in the gym who's never said a word to you. He walks straight by you like you don't even exist. But he can seriously play. Not only does he knock down every jumper he takes, he hardly ever grazes the rim. He has this sweet little fadeaway in the post, and whenever someone tries to challenge him on the break, they get mashed on, posturized, and the guys on the sidelines fall all over each other, laughing and stomping and pointing. After bearing one particular game winner from the wing, two guys draped all over him. He'll turn to you suddenly and bark, "Hey kid, why you still coming here?" You pause your dribble, stunned. "Who, me? Nobody thinks you're good enough to play here, comprende? Why don't you go on back to the barrio, ese?" Your whole body will freeze up from the shock of his words. Everyone in the entire gym inching closer, waiting to see what happens next. Dante strides over and points a finger in your face. "What, are you deaf, kid? I said leave." No words form in your brain. No thoughts. Dante spins to the rest of the guys. "Someone get this scrub out of my face before I do something stupid." Okay, so we've got this new character, Dante, and there are some powerful moments already that are making me feel like, yes, we are seeing this guy, who he really is. Do you agree? Take a moment and think about this. What are you thinking about Dante? Who is he, really? And what are the moments that revealed him to you? Remember the challenge that I posed to you? When you come to a window moment, a moment where you get to know what Dante is like, ask yourself, what technique is Matt using as he develops Dante? And what are his goals? What is he trying to do? So, as we read on, remember to think about the author's goals and also to think about the techniques the author is using in those moments and why he might have chosen that particular technique. What is he trying to do? A couple regulars will lead you toward the bleachers, but your legs aren't quite working yet. You're confused almost to the point of paralysis because what did you do wrong? Why does he hate you? Your heart thump, thump, thumping inside your chest, doubt setting in. Maybe he's right. Maybe you really are a scrub. Maybe you shouldn't be allowed to show up like this every day, uninvited. Maybe the whole summer has been one big mistake. You grab your stuff off the bleachers and start toward the door. But for some unexplainable reason, you stop. You turn around. You glare across the court at Dante, mumbling, I just want to play. What? Dante shouts back. He picks up a ball and fires it at you, narrowly missing. Speak up if you got something to say. I want to play, you repeat louder this time. What? I want to play. A few of the guys start towards you again, wanting to get you out of the gym before you get hurt. But Dante puts a stop to that. Get away from him. This is between me and the kid. The whole gym silent aside from your heartbeat. Your short, nervous breaths measuring the time. Check it out, Dante suddenly announces. The kids got my spot this game. Then he turns back to you. After you get smoked, we'll walk out them doors and never come back. You hear? Whoa, this wasn't what I expected. Go ahead and pause the video and jot your thinking about Dante in your reading notebook, and then come back. Readers, can I give you some feedback? I asked you to pay attention to window moments, and this whole bit has been one, and to think about the techniques Matt has used and the goals he might be working towards. My sense is that you've thought instead about Dante, which probably makes sense. He's complicated, right? But for a minute, will you join me in rereading what we just read? And this time, will you think about Matt's techniques and his goals for using those techniques? To continue with this teaching read aloud, go back to the lesson platform for part 2.